On July 13th, Xiaoran, an internet celebrity in Hangzhou, died from organ failure and skin ulceration as a result of surgery for cosmetic liposuction. Recently, it has caused many public discussions and received attention from government media. The current medical aesthetics market in China is growing rapidly. From 2012 to 2019, its scale compounded with annual growth rate reached 28.97%. China has also become the second largest medical aesthetic service market in the world, accounting for 13.5% of the total global medical aesthetic market share. According to mainland media, 13,000 medical aesthetic institutions required about 100,000 doctors, but the actual number of practicing doctors in China's medical aesthetic industry in 2019 was only 38,343, and it takes 5 to 8 years to train a proper doctor. Given the fast-growing market demand and the lucrative profits, the solution for some organization is to hire unqualified doctors. According to the data of the China Plastic Surgery Association, the number of illegal practitioners in medical aesthetic is currently more than 100,000, and illegal doctors account for about 72% of the total number. At the same time, about 14% of legal doctors are not operating in compliance with regulations. This has also caused a lot of medical aesthetic chaos, where the victims are either injured or died. According to reports, a search for the term aesthetic medicine on the Chinese People's Court's judicial document website shows 18,000 documents, and the number of related disputes has been growing at a rate since 2014, with nearly 1,300 cases of personal injury compensation. In terms of growth trends, the number of disputes in 2014 was 507 and has been growing at a relatively high rate since then. In 2020, the number reached more than 5,800. The more complaints and disputes, the more people are doing aesthetic medicine. Why are more and more people going for aesthetic medicine? It is because behind the boom in the cosmetic surgery industry, China's economy has been experiencing serious evolution. The current economic evolution has given rise to the boom in the medical aesthetic industry, and meanwhile, it has begun to rewrite the shape of China's social economy and people's lifestyle in a subtle way. So, what is the real purpose of doing cosmetic surgery and medical aesthetics? In general, plastic surgery and medical aesthetics are all about making yourself look better. In sociological concepts, pursuing a better appearance is a way to increase one's erotic capital. The concept of erotic capital was introduced by Catherine Hakim, a sociology professor at the London School of Economics and Political Science. Generally speaking, erotic capital is the social value an individual or group accrues as a result of their physical attractiveness. This value is an important competitive bargaining chip for individuals in the labor market. It is like a kind of workability that an individual has, and it reflects the individual's competitiveness. The greater the erotic capital, the greater chance of winning in the competition. Today, China's economy is in a serious state of evolution. Economic evolution refers to massive reduction of jobs in the job market, which indicates that there will be more people competing for fewer job opportunities and the competition will be more brutal, especially after the gradual decoupling of the US-Chinese economies. The employment situation in China has worsened. In this situation where there aren't enough jobs to go around, the only way to quickly improve one's competitiveness is to use cosmetic surgery to enhance one's appearance and increase erotic capital. It is faster than studying or further training to develop one's ability. People desperately go for medical cosmetic surgery and spend large sums of money on aesthetic medicine in order to be more dominant in appearance. For those who can find regular jobs, there is plenty of incentive to have plastic surgery to enhance their appearance. Those who can't find regular jobs will enter the informal job market, and they will need a higher erotic capital as they need to sell their eroticism and rely on sensual stimulation to make money. For example, online webcasting and offline special services. When the economic environment deteriorates and open jobs are reduced, people that couldn't land on a job will be forced into this industry. Steve Levitt, an economist at the University of Chicago, mentioned an interesting phenomenon in the book Supereconomics. He observed that as socioeconomic conditions change, the number of people working in a particular industry changes. In the United States, for example, according to statistics, about 20% of American men born between 1933 and 1942 had their first sexual appearance with the sex worker. This figure has dropped to less than 5% today, and the number of people in the special services industry as a percentage of overall employment has now also declined very significantly. The reason for this is not because of the U.S. government fight against pornography, but because the U.S. economy began to recover after World War II and entered a phase of high economic growth. Therefore, formal jobs continue to increase, resulting in a great reduction in the number of people working in a special industry. However, in a society where the economy has become severely evolved, limited job opportunities, reduced average wage, and lack of protection for women in the workplace make women be the first choice for dismissal by employers. As a result, more and more people are likely to enter the informal job market due to the decline in the economy. In the informal market, where people rely on sensual stimulation and selling one's appearance, the medical aesthetic industry is undoubted to be the choice of improving erotic capital. Because of the standardization of the medical aesthetic industry, the human appearance has been completely commercialized. The boom in the medical cosmetic industry is, on the other hand, a side effect of economic evolution and recession. More people are desperate to improve their appearance to compete for fewer opportunities, which is why there is such a huge medical cosmetic surgery industry. So how big is this industry specifically? According to a report by China Changkong Security, China's formal medical aesthetic market size has increased from 60 billion in 2015 to 150 billion in 20 years. Within the next 3 years, it will exceed 300 billion. This growth rate of aesthetic medicine is much higher than the average growth rate of any other industries in China. According to the data of Enterprise Search in mainland China, 2020 has the highest registration volume. The new medical aesthetic institution reached 2,324. In the first half of this year, there were 2,360 new establishments, a year-on-year increase of 177%. After the COVID-19 outbreak, there is a clear relationship between the burst of medical aesthetic industry and the influx of a large female population into the informal labor market. For workers in these special industries, the most popular surgeries are on eyes, nose, facial contour, local liposuction, and etc. Then, according to White Paper China's Medical Aesthetic Service Industry, the most favored medical aesthetic projects for Chinese women are thread lift, double eyelid, facial filler, liposuction, and leg slimming, and comprehensive rhinoplasty. Would these surgery indeed make a person stand out in a crowd? The answer is negative. If one knows to improve his or her own competitiveness through such routes, others will know as well. Because of this, everyone ends up sharing a similar looking face and the increased competitiveness reset. The only difference is that the cost to maintain the erotic capital has increased. Given the plastic surgery is more common nowadays, the barriers to enter the informal job market has increased, which created a wave of profiteering in the medical aesthetic industry. There was a mistress training advertisement circulates on the internet in China. The slogan promotes a saying, there are no relationships and families can't be broken if you're willing to change yourself. This training facility is established by the rich and the procurers, targeting women that wants to get rich for being mistress but unsure what to do. Similarly, the medical aesthetic industry targets women who wish to increase their competitiveness through appearance enhancement, and the reality is the opposite. There used to be a saying in China, lay off women workers do not shed tears because they could step into the nightclubs. The first wave of layoff in the 90s has created the first batch of nightclub ladies who provide special services. Now, China's serious economy evolution will induce a new generation of internet celebrities and special industry practitioners who are heavily relying on medical aesthetic surgery.